Ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cross-eyed mosquitoes and bow-legged ants. Admission is free. Y'all pay at the door. Pull up a chair and sit on the floor. It's time once again for the world-famous Hartland Hootenanny. Hi everybody, I'm Ketch from Old Crow Medicine Show, welcoming you to the Crow's Nest here at Hartland Studios in East Nashville, Tennessee, USA, for the most exciting hour of live stream entertainment you've ever seen since Leo Nunez's thrilling ninth-inning transformation to Juan Carlos Oviedo. Our special guest on the Hartland Hootenanny tonight is a one-of-a-kind musician, singer, and guitar wizard. The one and only Billy Strings is here. So, friends, it's time once again we gather to shake it up. Fill your cup. Batter up! It's summertime, and the living is easy, and we're crowing about it on this big Saturday night coming to you live from Nashville. This is the Hartland Hootenanny. Hey, welcome one and all to this week's live broadcast of the Hootenanny, everybody. God, it's so good to see ya. It's summertime. The living is easy, right? Sort of. Anyway, let's get into the all-star summer swing of things. You can start by putting on your favorite flip-flops and that grotesquely large pair of novelty sunglasses, and then inflate some pool accessories and just start keeping them in your living room. Whatever it takes, y'all. We're salvaging the summer season with tonight's Hartland Hootenanny All-Star Summer Spectacular. Oh, my little darling, don't you weep and cry. Some sweet day coming, I'm gonna marry you and I. Oh, my little darling, don't you weep and moan. Some sweet day coming, I'm gonna carry my baby home. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, up and down the railway, across the county line, pretty little gals are laughing, my wife, she's always crying. Oh, my little darling, don't you weep and cry. Some sweet day is coming, I'm gonna marry you and I. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, Jimmy holds the wagon, Jimmy holds that line. Bust my sides a laughing, gonna see them horses flying. Oh, my little darling, don't you weep and cry. Some sweet day is coming, I'm gonna marry you and I. Gonna marry you and I. All right, folks, what a joy it is to be back with you on the Hootenanny tonight. It's a big Saturday night coming to you live from Nashville. We missed you last week when we were off for the 4th of July, and I hope everybody had a great time celebrating their freedom. Summer freedom. I always looked for as a youngster as a kind of financial freedom, right? The freedom to buy baseball tickets and fireworks and take cute girls to the movies. For our younger viewers, here's a top 10 summer jobs that you can do to achieve that same sense of seasonal freedom. Number 10, lifeguard. We'll probably only need to watch 3 or 4 kids at a time, and also no need to learn CPR either. Number 9, movie theater usher. At least you'll be in the air conditioning, alone, in the dark, watching Top Gun over and over and over. Take my breath away. Number 8, dog walker. Pet parents haven't seen sunlight in 4 months. Ease their noodles by walking their poodles. Number 7, camp counselor. Kinda like a dog walker, but for kids. Just keep them 6 feet apart, y'all. Number 6, party clown. Practice launching balloon animals from across the street at a yard full of masked party goers. Number 5, delivery driver. Use your newfound sense of automotive freedom and your dad's Chrysler to bring groceries and grub to ravenous recluses. Number 4, farmhand. All those wasted eggs aren't going to smash themselves. Number 3, Dairy Queen drive-thru attendant. Make sure to top off that blizzard with a dollop of fudge-flavored hand sanitizer, will ya? Number 2, golf caddy. What better way to make a bit of scratch than to fleece wealthy 60-somethings who are flaunting social distancing? And the number one summer job for the COVID-19 era teenage edition is paper route. Hurl your frustration at world events directly onto the driveways of people you've never met. All right. It's our All-Star Summer Spectacular, and we're salvaging summer tonight on the Hootenanny, and what better way to do it than to sing some of those songs of the summer that have always helped get us through the doldrums of the rest of the year. So, pour yourself a summer shandy, or a sustainably sourced raspberry wheat ale, or how about one of those new alcoholic seltzers that taste like mellow yellow? Or just have a mellow yellow. It's time we sing for the summertime. Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirty and gritty. Been down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, people looking half dead, walking on the sidewalks hotter than a match head. On a night, it's a different world. Go on out and find a girl. Come on, dance all night. Despite the heat, it'll be alright. Babe, you know it's a pity days can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, in the summer. And who could forget this forgettable Bob Dylan seasonal shandy? I was in your presence for an hour or so. Oh, was it a day? I truly don't know. When the sun never set and the trees hung low by the soft and shining sea. Did you respect me for what I did, or what I didn't do and keeping it hid? Did I lose my mind when I try to get rid of everything you see in the summertime? Oh, in the summertime, when you were with me. And what says summer more than these two sandy blondes from SoCal, Jan and Dean's Summer Girl? Well, I met her at the grad night party this year. I held her real tight and I whispered in her ear, come on and be my summer girl. And now she's my summer girl, hey, you know we're having fun. Now she's my summer girl, to me she's number one. Oh, think about it, but how about nobody on the road, nobody on the beach. Feel it in the air. Summer's out of reach. Empty lake, empty streets. The sun goes down alone. I'm driving by your house, though I know you're not at home. But I can see you. Your brown skin shining in the sun. You got your headphones back with your sunglasses on, baby. I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. Out on the road today, I saw a deadhead sticker on a Cadillac. Little voice inside my head said, don't look back, you can never look back. Thought I knew what love was, what did I know? Those days are gone forever, I should just let them go. But I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. Got the top pulled down, radio on, baby. I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. Hey, how about it now? Well, it's time once again to hear that clever sound that you know what it means. Yes, but I think it's going to sound a little sweeter on this little number because it's time to turn up the gas on your grill and get ready to scorch the rug because it's time once again for our social distancing square dance. And as always, it's time to roll in that one-of-a-kind dance partner that helps us get in the spirit of the dance. So let's roll in the log. Here she comes, folks. This is the log of a tree felled in the Super Tuesday tornado so many weeks back ago when the global pandemic was just slowly making its way into our lungs and livelihoods. Oh, she's mighty heavy this week. Wait a minute. Pull for Air conditioning? Good God, it's hot enough for it. Well, I know it's going to be a hot one this summer, but what about unless it's none of the... Wait a minute. It's our favorite old crow, cooling summer down, a resident of Party Cove, Corey Young.
Oh, we're going to beat this heat. Howdy, folks. Howdy, Ketch. I heard y'all were having a little all-star summer spectacular, so I figured I'd better come on down and cool things off.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, man. I'm glad you brought that new AC Delco unit, man. It's our very own Corey Yance, everyone. Man, are you a source for side eyes? And I'm so glad that we're able to safely keep it six feet apart. Yeah, that's an even six right there now. Let's keep it that way. All right, climb on board, pal.
All right, let's slice up some of them homegrown tomatoes. You know what I'm talking about.
Folks at home, get ready to raise a ruckus with your own fancy footwork. It's time once again for the Hartland Hootenanny's Social Distancing Square Dance. All right, all-stars, take home field advantage and shake it from a rough space of 6 feet. Woo! It's more like do-si-don't, but let's do it anyway. Somebody, yes I do, love somebody, yes I do, love somebody, yes I do, that's my love that you know. Big finish! Hey, Corey, get rid of that old piano now. Pick up that banjo, because I got a tune all picked up for us, nice and sweet. Oh, make it hot now. Come on, buddy. Anybody who wasn't dancing now. Now's the time to fess up and pay your fine. See that little web address at the bottom of the screen? That one. Point to it now. It's time to tip the Square Dance Band. Seriously, y'all. Help us keep our creative juices flowing and the beer at Hartland Studios. Who knows when we'll work again. All right, CY?
Yep.
Got your 5-stringer?
You know I do.
Is it in tune?
Mostly.
Well, let's sing one.
2, 3,
let's stand on top of old Ham Cornridge. My true love is by my side. Waiting on that old eastbound train. I'm looking forward to take a ride. Well, I'm working on that old county railroad for $1 and a dime. I'll give that dollar to the gal I love. And this old dime is mine. But I'm standing on top of that Cornridge. My true love is by my side. Waiting on that old eastbound train. I'm looking forward to take a ride. Well, yonder stands that gal I love. But she's all dressed in red. She is the darling of my heart, and I wish my wife was dead. But I'm standing on top of that Cornridge. My true love is by my side. I'm waiting on that old eastbound train. I'm looking forward to take a ride. I said I'm looking forward to take a ride. Woo! Mighty fine, mighty fine. Hey, see, why don't you lasso in that old piano and see if you can put a little ring on it, because fellers, boys and girls. It's time once again for that treasured moment on a Saturday night when, wait for the bell. Wait for the bell. Yes, it's News on Parade time, where the Hartland Hootenanny investigates what's going on in the hearts and in the minds of the members of Old Crow Medicine Show, America's Sweethearts. And it's also that time when we open up the Pan American mailbag and read your correspondence. But first, the top news item for Old Crow today is a world premiere video infomercial for Old Crow's brand spanking new product line, guaranteed to be an all-star summer spectacular treat for your friends and loved ones. Yes, folks, as the endless parade of lost tour dates and seamless unemployment conditions continue to beleaguer national touring artists like OCMS, we performers have to keep on our toes, ready to pivot at any turn to bring in those much-needed funds that will ensure our survival during the global pandemic. Recent meetings with upper management suggest a foray into a new territory of merchandise items. Edibles, y'all. Yup. we're taking it to the bank. Just wait until you see this exciting new video infomercial coming soon to a late-night seldom-watched cable access channel near you. Move over, bagel dogs. Forget about crinkle fries. This new Old Crow edible is so off the chain, you're going to want to howl at the moon. It's time to release the wagon wheels. Let's play the tape.
Does this ever happen to you? Launching lunch meat, challenging cheese, capricious condiments, slippery sandwich? Lunch doesn't need to be this hard, and now it isn't. Hi, I'm Ketch Secor from Old Crow Medicine Show, and yes, it's come to this. Boy, do I have a treat for you. Introducing Wagon Wheels, the snack time sandwich you can have any way you feel. We start off with the softest of white bread, layer on a slice of nice long smoked bologna, and top it off with a slice of cheese so rich you'll want to catch a trucker out of Philly just to get your hands on one. Next, we roll it into our patent-pending wagon wheel sandwich press, and it's ready to ship right to your door. Never before has such a delicious sandwich come in such an easy-to-serve package. You'll be glad you started your journey with wagon wheels. But wait, there's more! Act now and you'll get this special bonus gift. Tired of the trudge of cooking individual hot dogs? What a hassle! Now you can cook a whole package of hot dogs at once with new Wagon Wheels Double Platinum. With our unique dog delivery device, you can roast, grill, or fry your dogs to perfection, all at the same time. Don't let sandwich shenanigans turn your day into a broken spoke. Get back on the road with Wagon Wheels. Lunchtime, any way you feel. And folks, beware of imitators. There's only one original Wagon Wheels.
Well, how about that? Can you smell that? Yep, that's the smell of money. Lots and lots of money turning Ozzie Smith-like backflips into cash registers across the nation. Oh my God, Corey, can you almost taste it?
I can.
The wagon wheel? It's gonna be the next big thing. It's so explosive. All right, I think it's time we open up the Pan American mailbag and, hey, what are you looking at? Oh, did you just notice my new threads? Of course you are, because they're that sharp on your TV screen!
Hey, Ketch. I know what all the all-stars are out there wondering. They're wondering if we have super tight fits available so they can conceal their global pandemic weight gain. Well, just look what it did for mine. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Wow, he's svelte, y'all. Have you been working out?
You know it.
And just $30, y'all. They also make really excellent rally towels if Major League Baseball ever opens back up. Hey, how about another great offer? Are you an all-star who feels like giving us money and not getting a t-shirt for it? Well, just click the PayPal link at the bottom of the page and help us keep stockpiling our zombie apocalypse prepper supplies in the vault deep below the Hartland Studios. Okay, it's time to open up the Pan American mailbag and hear from some of the folks who look forward to the Hootenanny all week long. Let's see. Where's that mailbox? Oh my gosh, and where is that juice harp that really signifies the reading of mail? Here's a letter from Joe Boisvert from Lafayette, Georgia, who writes on the back, support your local farmers. Appreciate that sentiment there. Joe? Oh my God, Joe sent the big bucks too. Ketch, my wife and I are huge fans of Old Crow and the Hartland Hootenanny. We're quarantined at our home in the North Georgia mountains, locked up tighter than a banjo string. Clink. Like y'all, we've been affected by the lockdown and had to find alternative routes to make an income thanks to Cornbread 19. We are farmers out here and wanted to give a shout out to all the farmers out there sticking it out through these tough times. We wanted to let the Hartland Hootenanny listeners know to support your local farms, farmers markets, and farm stands. Also, if you listen to Old Crow Medicine Show while working in your fields, your crops yields will increase tenfold. Not scientifically proven. Does the $20 smell like turnip greens? I don't know. Should I take a whiff? Woo! Joe and Mackenzie at the little farmstead that could. God bless you down there in Lafayette, GA. I mean it. What are y'all growing? Probably a little bit of everything. Well, We want to get down and see y'all in Lafayette, Georgia one of these days and see what you got on the stove. Here's a letter from William Miller from Milford, PA. He writes, look at life with all the eyes full of wonder and see the beauty the world has to offer. Oh my gosh. Dear Ketch, not sure if you remember, but way back when your band was like starting out, you played a little town in PA, northeastern PA. Hawley was the town. You guys arrived late in your moving van with your hair on berserk and no time to stop to eat. After the show, my wife and I fed the band Italian combos and beer. Thanks, dude. And you were down one banjo player, but the music was still amazing. If you're bored and want to hear the whole story of how I got into OC Mess, then call or email. It's a great tale, and it never ends. Your friends and fans, Bill Miller and Linda Wheeler. I'm so glad y'all wrote. Thanks for giving us some love up in the Keystone State. And here's a letter from Ian and Rivers Campbell, who also write from Georgia. This is from Ackworth. Nice to have some love coming from the Peachtree State. Georgia! George. Dear Ketch, my 5-year-old son and I watched the Hartland Hootenanny every Saturday night. It is something we both look forward to doing together. He asked if we could write you a letter. Enclosed is a letter he wrote to you himself and a picture of him holding your book that arrived this week. Keep fighting the good fight. We appreciate all you do. This is from Ian and Rivers Campbell. Thanks so much for writing. That's so wonderful. And here is the letter from Rivers. Dear Ketch, my dad and I love your show. From Rivers, who's age 5. And we love you right back, Rivers. And everybody down there listening in Georgia, go on down there to Lafayette and pick up a big bag of peaches or some tomatoes or some collard greens. All right, y'all, that's all the time I got for the mail, and it's wonderful to know you're out there listening. If you want to write the Hartland Hootenanny, it's easy, and with quarantine providing you ample time for activities such as letter writing and stamp ordering and envelope licking and disinfecting after your mail carrier visits your porch, then please mail your letters to the Hartland Hootenanny. Care of Old Crow Medicine Show's Heartland Studio, 711 Hart Lane, Nashville, Tennessee, 37216. Don't have time to disinfect on your way to the post office? Stay home, folks, and correspond with the Hartland Hootenanny on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All right! Hey, folks, before we go to our thrilling performance by our very special guest star, let's just play a little bit of that song we've had in our heads all week long here at the Hootenanny. It's time to exorcise that wriggling gummy earworm in our Record of the Week segment. Citizen Corey Yance Edition. See why? What celebrated seasonal hit have you got all cranked up to help us salvage summertime tonight?
I have got Swing Guitars by Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli. Why not, right?
Oh man, crank it up. I can't read it up. Oh, it's like
That's
that.
summertime.
Pump it now. Keep her pumping. Ah!
Let's go up with it. Raise the roof, folks. Now push it down.
I like that twist.
Hey, all right, how about that, folks?
Oh man, that is some good stuff right there. Well, you know what that sound means? It's time to go straight to our next special segment on the Hartland Hootenanny, that wonderful bit that I like to call Brighten Your Quarantine with the radiant hues of tonight's very special guest star. And of course, our guest is none other than one of the most exciting voices in bluegrass music. A literal legend in the making, and one hell of a decent human being. Please make welcome, Billy Strings!
Hey.
Hi, Billy. How's it going, man?
Hey, good. Good to see you.
It's good to see you, too. Oh, explosive entrance, man. How's it going? How's your quarantine? We're so glad to see you here at Heartland.
It's going good. Getting a lot of catching up on sleep.
Yeah, and I hear you've been wriggling in some of those flywheels as well.
Yep. Been catching fish and just spending time on the water and doing stuff that I never really had the chance to do when I'm always on tour.
Now, you like to fish in freshwater, or are you a saltwater fisherman?
Freshwater. I usually just fish for bass, but I've been getting into catfish and Well, down here, they got hybrids and white bass and stuff like that we never really caught up north where I'm from, so.
And what part of Michigan are you from?
Right, well, I grew up right in the middle there in Ionia. Yep.
Oh, of course. Everyone knows Ionia.
Yeah. And then I lived in Traverse City for a while.
Oh, sweet. Man, summertime in Traverse City, wouldn't that be sweet?
It's the best. It's great. Yeah, I moved down here probably 4 years ago, I think. And so just now getting into the fishing, Tennessee fishing.
Well, all our lakes are not so great, and they're fake, but they'll suffice.
They'll work.
Have you got a tune picked out for the good folks listening in on a big Saturday night with Billy Strings here on the Hartland Hootenanny?
I wanted to do a cowboy song here. One that my dad used to sing. For to take a little walk, and I came across that Wild Bill Jones. He's a walking and a talking by my true lover's side. I begged him for to leave her alone. He said, young man, I'm a past 21, too old for you to control. Now he reached for his knife, so I pulled my gun. I destroyed that poor boy's soul. In my pocket, boys, would you come and have a drink with me? And was the last of that Wild Bill Jones. May tomorrow be the last of me. Well, filled in glasses up to the brim, yeah, let them drinks flow free. Well, today was the last of that Wild Bill Jones. May tomorrow be the last of me. Without any bail, for that judge said I was a free man. And then I walked all around till my true love was found. Yes, she begged me not to see her again. Yes, I took the life of that Wild Bill Jones, and he still took my true love from me. I've been overtaken by a worried mind, will my trouble never set me free.
Wow.
Wild Bill Jones.
Yeah, God, I love that tune, and I love hearing you sing it. Where'd you first hear that one?
My dad played that one when I was little. You know, when I was a little kid, songs like that especially it was like watching a movie. You know what I mean? They had
Totally.
so many visual concepts, and for like a young, impressionable little guy, I would like see those stories as like that song was like watching a spaghetti western or something,
Yeah, it's got a real Western vibe, and I love hearing you sing. Thanks so much for coming out and being a part of the show tonight, Billy.
Of course, thanks for the invite.
Well, before I forget, I want to talk to the folks listening in tonight about this awesome tour that's like a low residency live stream tour. Tell us about what you're doing with a live stream tour. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, we're playing venues here in Nashville. We're doing like 2 nights here and 2 nights there, and we're doing the Station Inn. It's hard to remember the other venues. We're doing some gigs around town. I think like 3rd and Lindsley we're gonna do maybe 2 nights, maybe like Brooklyn Bowl or Marathon or something. I'm not really sure.
All in July?
Yeah, and we're playing about 9 gigs I think for no audience, and we're gonna stream them all. So it's but we're gonna have the band back together.
Y'all are gonna not want to miss this opportunity to see Billy Strings and his fabulous band. And let me tell you, he's got the best band in bluegrass music. I mean, I'm telling. When I saw you guys in the times that I've seen you at festivals around the country, and probably most recently at the Grand Ole Opry, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
What's the name of your banjo player? He is fabulous.
Billy Failing.
Failing.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, man, I love to watch that guy play.
Yeah, he's really winning.
How did you find that bunch of guys?
Well, I moved to Nashville, like I said, probably about 4 years ago, and Billy was one of the first people that I met. Lindsay Lou and Josh Rilko are good friends, and we were next door neighbors. And so I slipped across the street one night because I heard some music coming from the house and brought my guitar over there. We'd have jams over there all the time. And Billy was playing, and it's like, man, he's a good banjo picker. And I just moved to town, and I was just trying to put together a band. So, I was like, hey, you want to come play some gigs, man? And he's like, sure. So he was the first that I met.
And did you know right away that you and Billy Phelan had like a pretty star-studded kind of chemistry? Because like I watched you two, and it's like he responds musically to your emotional, what you're putting out there.
Yeah, I think all 4 of us on stage really try to play that way. It's very important to be in tune with each other in that kind of way, like, because we do a lot of improvisational, just who knows what the hell is going to happen, kind of jamming and stuff like that. And
do you look people in the eye and say and like, is there a nod? Because see, I grew up. I mean, I learned to play Wild Bill Jones when I was 17, and I learned it from like a Highwood string band record, and I learned the old time version of it, and and we used to sing it like "Pass around that long neck bottle and we'll all that," and we had a great time playing that one on the streets. But every time I would get together with the bluegrass guys, there were all these solos, and I never knew when I was supposed to solo, and I kept waiting for somebody to be like, "It's your turn, it's your turn." So how do you get the message across that it's your turn?
Well, it's either, for kind of a situation like me, where there's like sort of a band leader, I think sometimes there is a look like I'm, take it or whatever, but it's not really like I'm leading anything. If somebody takes off on it, I'm gonna back off. It's almost like I said, just being aware of everything that's going on. And there have been lots of times where I'm on stage and I'm getting ready to tear into a solo, and I realize that Jared just did the same thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna play a rhythm.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine.
So there's like an intuitiveness to it.
Yeah, it's.
Did you ever listen to jazz when you were a kid? Was that any part of it, like the way that jazz soloing works?
No, in fact, when it was very much 3 chords and the truth kind of stuff that I grew up on. Long Journey Home and Salt Creek and Beaumont Rag and tunes like that.
Now, how did growing up in the Wolverine state allow you to have this wealth of Southern music?
My dad is a Doc Watson freak. We had all the records. He knows all the tunes, and when I was a little kid, he was playing the records for me. He was playing the tunes. He and I would play the tunes together. A lot of Doc Watson, Doc Monroe, a lot of Bill Monroe and Larry Sparks. And
oh God, I love Larry.
Yeah, me too. And Stanley Brothers, of course, a lot of that stuff, and stuff from Ralph's later career with Keith Whitley and Roy Lee Centers, and just anything that came out of Clinch Mountain, we were loving that, And so yeah, he just raised me on that stuff, man. Lucky to be introduced to it so early. And of course I grew up and, went to middle school, and like around sometime I kind of wasn't going around telling everybody that I played bluegrass. Not that I was ashamed or embarrassed, it was just something that I did with my dad. And I played in a metal band, and I played some rock and roll gigs and some other just different kind of stuff. And then eventually I realized that anytime I would be at a house party or something and start playing, people would freak out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what, you really like this old shit, And then I realized, like, wow, people really do like this. And then so I kind of got back into it for a little bit. And then there was just this time where I had this epiphany, is like, I shouldn't be in a metal band. That's not where my heart is, Bluegrass reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of growing up with my dad and the bond that we share over the music and stuff. And it reminds me of, honestly, back then I never knew any kind of trouble. I never knew any kind of darkness or anything. It wasn't until I was a teenager that I learned about, oh shit, the world can be tough, But my early childhood was just filled with music, and so that's why I'm so attached to it,
And did you channel I played a lot of punk rock when I was a teenager, and yet I wanted to play banjo.
Yeah.
And so I've sort of reconciled those two things against one another. So I'm wondering, did you channel your punk rockness and your metal self playing those covers or whatever it was, like Black Sabbath or whatever you were into? For me, it was Nirvana. It was like all about grunge and shit.
I just went through so many different phases. I mean, when I was in middle school, I was like totally into Hendrix and Zeppelin and Sabbath, and then there was a while where I was into could not stop listening from the Muddy Banks of Wisconsin, and loved all that. And I got into even heavier. Black Sabbath led me to like heavier metal and shit like that, and just kind of came full circle eventually back to bluegrass.
Well, when he walked in here this evening, folks, he commented on a Delmore Brothers record. So there's some old-time music happening here in a great spirit, and let's get Billy Strings back up to perform his next tune here on Hartland Hootenanny. Take it away, Billy.
Thank you. Do the Browns Ferry Blues. Mama giving back his walking cane. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Rode it away and he went to town to see that woman, and now he's down. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Too tight. If you don't quit drinking, you'll be high as a kite. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Drink a block and take a kind. You can walk a block and tag a little lion. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Well, I walked up to my girl's old man and asked him for my true love's hand. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. He said, you la little clue. Instead of her hand, I got his foot. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues.
Billy Strings, everybody. If the world was corn, he couldn't buy grain. Thanks, Billy Strings. Ain't that just the bluegrass cure for the coronavirus tonight? You can check out the show notes for details of streaming tour. And you can find him real soon, coming from all them wonderful shows that he's live streaming all across Nashville. What a thrill to have Billy Strings here on the Hartland Hootenanny, singing the Browns Ferry Blues. Oh, man. If that don't beat all. Well, it's summertime, and though the living ain't easy for many of us, the season is a tonic for our weary selves. It's a time long treasured this summer. It's a space on the calendar for dreams and destinations, for wonders and wanderings, for travails and for travels. And it's a time for new goals, set on a quick timer for fulfillment, aspirations to meet in the fleeting hours of heat and humidity, a time for the fecundity of life, when love tastes even sweeter long after it's clipped from the vine. And in the sweltering heat, summer is the season of sweated brows and of laboring hands. Tonight's All My Tales Are Tall tells the story of that one pivotal summer we all recall, the year of our first summer jobs. My sister worked at Rally's hamburger stand the year she was 14, putting on an accoutrement long associated with the acne scars of a teenage summer, a wireless drive-through window headset. She refused to let anyone in the family see her at work in her summer job. However, I admit, replaying a habit spent throughout much of my youth, I snuck a peek. It was one afternoon riding up to the motor mile on my bicycle past the grease traps and the dumpsters. Through the filmy sliding window, I saw her taking some guy's order, and I rankled with envy. When I'm 14, I thought, I'm going to get the best summer job ever. And I'm going to make so much money that I can buy that $199 Ibanez guitar in the shop window up at Ace's Electronics. It was a date set with destiny. And all this starry-eyed dreamer needed to do was to pick a fast food franchise. That next summer was a real scorcher along the same stretch of Strip Mall. The Blue Ridge Mountains were misty up there in the distance, and I had an interview with Missy at a Long John Silver's out on Highway 33. I clutched the folder with my neatly typed resume closely to my breast as my mother wheeled the minivan closer and closer to the wafting odors of fried fish and of hush puppies. I had already calculated my overtime pay, and I was going to get a hard shell case and an amplifier to go along with that $199 Ibanez guitar in the shop window up at Ace's Electronics. Missy did not appear terribly impressed with my resume, but no matter. She took me behind the registers, and I saw where they stored the drive-through order headsets, where the little break room was, where I knew I was going to be smoking cigarettes, where the freezers full of stony fillets were, and then she took me to the fryers. And then Missy spoke the words that dashed my fast food industry dreams. This is your station. You're 16, right? I was not. Alas, the Virginia House of Delegates' age requirement for operation of a commercial-grade deep fryer prevented me from operating one, and suddenly, that $199 Ibanez guitar I'd been counting on was instantly battered and fried before my very eyes. There had to be a job I could do at 14. My whole summer depended on it. And so I consulted the premier destination for teenage summer job listings in the pre-internet era, the message board above the gumball machine at the Micromack grocery store. For there, scrawled in blue ink, my summer destiny was spelled out in no uncertain terms. On the card, above the gumball machine, the words seemed to be written just for me. Now hiring. Factory workers. No experience necessary. 2 days later, I started my summer job operating an only slightly less dangerous piece of machinery that over in Richmond must have slipped the Virginia House of Delegates' minds in their recent child labor debate. Now, Ketch, this will be your station, said the man on the factory floor, resonant with the careening echoes of conveyor belts. You're going to operate the shrink wrap machine. This week, we'll be wrapping up shampoo bottles with this trial-size 2-ounce conditioner, see? Next week, we start on the New Testament. That I was a 14-year-old Bible and shampoo bottle shrink wrapper could easily suffice for tonight's tall tale, but the real story is even richer.
because the culture contributed by my fellow employees made it so. See, what made my new summer employer, Friendship Industries, really unique was not its product line or its facilities out on Highway 42 adjacent to a cow pasture, but rather its labor force, because Friendship Industries was known as a sheltered workshop, a place where everyone, except for me and one or two other hires, where everyone was a handicapped person. Alongside that conveyor belt, where the hum of the motor sounded like an ongoing drag race, all the workers were blind or deaf or paraplegic or had Down syndrome or some combination of all those characteristics. And let me tell you, factory work with mentally challenged people is straight up fun. First off, everyone is so happy to be at their jobs. Like take Andy Harmon, for example. Andy worked right behind me on the assembly line putting stickers on the shampoo bottles that I just shrink wrapped. Each sticker said free 2-ounce conditioner. Andy, who had Downs, simply delighted in his task. Sure, putting stickers on shampoo bottles for 8 hours a day seems like pretty meaningless work, but for Andy, it was a joyous job. Even above the ear-splitting decibels of my shrink-wrap machine, I could hear him as he regaled me with stories of living with his parents, his 2 dogs, 3 cats, and a parakeet. And then there was Gene Spitzer, who, without having legs, was able to wheel his wheelchair right up against the assembly line, hovering above it as he deftly applied the strip of adhesive that affixed the shampoo bottle to its trial-sized conditioner partner. Gene was a pro. He had suffered a spinal cord damage in a car accident as a kid, and Friendship Industries was the only place that he could work given his afflictions. He'd arrived every day off the city's handicapped shuttle van with a great big smile. The first shift started at 7 a.m. That's when I clocked in alongside blind workers who followed a cord that trailed down the hallway to their positions on the factory floor. All morning it was like clockwork. The only variances were if it was stickers on shampoo bottles or Bibles or books or greeting cards. And when the whistle blew at 11:30 for lunchtime, a roar of excitement burst from the assembly line, and like busy bees, we all buzzed to our cubbies and we got our brown bag lunches. I was 14 years old, eating a bologna sandwich my mother had made alongside people more than twice my age, eating the sandwiches that their parents and care providers had made for them. As the machines on the factory floor slowed to a whirring whisper, I looked around at this motley crew of employees, all who by summer's end had become bosom buddies. We all had a job to do and the skills with which to do it. For some, we could do our jobs without arms or without all 5 senses or without fingers or hands, and still the unquenchable flame of our desire to labor together meant that we could fulfill any request, accomplish any task. We acted as one organism in symbiosis, made of parts which could only do specific things, yet in harmony with others, could do anything at all. Yeah, I made my money, and I went out and I bought that $199 Ibanez guitar in the shop window up at Ace's Electronics, but it was just a Chinese guitar in a chipboard case. No purchase could have equaled the sum of my earnings that summer. By the time mid-August rolled around and it was time to go back to school, I went up to Friendship Industries to get my last paycheck, and George, the boss, buzzed up to me in his electric wheelchair. "You did well, son. You helped a lot of people this summer, and I thank you for it." Behind him, the machines roared as the factory began humming with the beginning of a new shift, its floors swelling with workers of all stripes, dispositions, and skill sets, but each of them a person, every day taking pride in their labor. Oh, how quickly time flies when you're having fun on the Hartland Hootenanny. Well, that's just about all the time we have for you here tonight. We want to thank tonight's guest star, a bluegrass legend in the making, Billy Strings. And we hope to see you real soon. Might maybe next Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, until next week, keep following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Throw a couple bucks in the pickle jar if you can spare it. We'd sure like to keep this quarantine Hootenanny cranking. We'll see you next week, and until we meet again, God bless, be safe, take care, wash your hands, avoid large crowds, pepper spray, and tear gas. Remember to call all your friends tomorrow and tell them that you love them. And tell them I love them too. Oh, and one more thing. So long, it's been good to know ya. Well, it's so long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. The mercury's rising, and I feel as one, and we gotta be drifting along. All right, now listen. The temperature's rising, and it comes as no wonder that it's hotter than hell in this weird COVID summer. But we're still optimistic that by Labor's Day, there'll be a cure and we'll be on our way singing so long. It's been good. So long, everybody. So long. It's been good. We had a great time. So long. It's been good to know ya. This odd, strange summer has only begun, and we gotta be drifting along. Thanks again for joining us tonight on the Hartland Hootenanny. We appreciate you each and everyone so much out there. Thanks for your years of love and support for the Old Crow Medicine Show. And know that without your steadfast friendship, we'd probably all be dead or in jail by now. So thanks for keeping us out of the clink and in the pink, folks. We love you, we really do. We also love tonight's guest star on the Hartland Hootenanny, Billy Strings. Woo-hoo! And who else do we love on the Hootenanny tonight? We love the hardworking people who work in America's sheltered workshops. We love corn, blueberry pie, whole-bellied clam rolls, and shipyard summer ale. We love Chinese guitars and chipboard cases. We love the National League and the American League and all their minor league affiliates, including the Amarillo Sod Poodles, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the Biloxi Shuckers, the Fayetteville Woodpeckers, and the Florida Fire Frogs. That's all the time we have for you on the Hartland Hootenanny Bite. We'll see you next week. Until then, stay safe and happy. God bless and take care. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, don't drink bleach, keep your distance, stay positive, optimistic, hopeful, healthy, groovy, motivated, untethered, wild, free, all tuned up, liberated. Good night, everybody. Good night and God bless ya from Nashville, Tennessee.